Thank you, Mr. Connor, for your willingness to serve. So we have a big issue up in Massachusetts on Cape Cod. The Bourne and Sagamore bridges were built in the 1930s as part of a Franklin Delano Roosevelt Works Progress Administration plan, and they've aged out. And we need to replace these two bridges, and it's very important because 250,000 people who live on Cape Cod are dependent upon those bridges, and during the summer, that number can double, triple, or quadruple the number of people who use those bridges. And the Army Corps of Engineers operate these bridges. They're the ones who are responsible for them. So we need to replace them, and they are absolutely critical to the long-term well-being of our Commonwealth. The Army Corps specifically signed a memorandum of understanding with the Massachusetts Department of Transportation back in July of 2020, formalizing a federal-state partnership to deliver 2 new bridges for the people of Cape Cod. Implementing this agreement will fall now to the Biden administration and to the Army Corps. And every year which we delay is going to lead to more traffic, more costs, more danger when inevitable storms strike the region. So, Mr. Connor, are you willing to work with us, the Army Corps, in order to make sure that we are able to replace the Bourne and the Sagamore and to create for the 21st century a guaranteed capacity for people to get access on and off of Cape Cod?
Senator Markey, I'm not previously familiar with this project, but given its importance as you've outlined, I am happy to work with you in moving forward and seeing what we can do to ensure that that project is taken care of.
Right. Well, thank you. And again, it's something that requires the chairman and the other members of Congress here to provide additional federal funding, and we're working hard on that in order to make sure that for that project and for so many other projects in the country that we have a capacity to work on it. And just following up on what Senator Copper and Senator Whitehouse talked to you about coastal protections, Delaware, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, but all of us are seeing rising tides. We're seeing massive erosion. We're seeing intensification of the storms, which are impacting us. In New England, we have the second fastest warming body of water on the planet. After the Arctic, we're second in the Gulf of Maine. And that's Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. And so that warming is causing tremendous danger being created. So we want to work with you in order to make sure that we deal with these issues. For example, under a business as usual scenario, over the course of this century, for the city of Boston, the sea rise could go as high as 7 additional feet if we don't take action. So from our perspective, we need help. And in light of those concerns, could you explain how, again, following up on Senator Copper and Senator Whitehouse, how you're going to enhance comprehensively and expand the capacity of the Army Corps to combat these threats to coastal communities in the United States?
Thank you, Senator. Overall, my approach in thinking through how, if confirmed, I would want to approach the huge number of needs versus the resources. One, I discussed this earlier a little bit. Given that backlog of need out there, I'm certainly hopeful and appreciative of the fact that Congress, in working with the president, are looking at the infrastructure investments that can be made. But assessing the risks out there, the vulnerabilities that exist are going to be a high priority in assessing how to prioritize the resources we do have. And so understanding the risk associated with the body of water that you talked about, the energy involved in a warming body of water, and the storm surges that's going to cause, that's going to be a very high priority, because I think that's fundamental to being effective in allocating resources and addressing resiliency, is to best understand the risks involved. And so I'm very happy to delve more deeply into the issues that you're talking about as others in assessing the coastal risk versus inland risk, et cetera, and trying to make the good judgments about where to invest resources.
Yeah, one of the concerns, obviously, that we have, and I've been working with the Army Corps on developing a comprehensive study for addressing Boston's climate resiliency. We are right in the crosshairs of this climate crisis. It's coming right for us. And again, we're going to need to work with the Army Corps so that we put in place the protections which we need. The same thing is true, by the way, for Newburyport. Newburyport, Plum Island, it's just so vulnerable right now. The numbers are scary. 20% of Newburyport falls within FEMA's 100-year flood zone, with the risk exacerbated even further for the oceanfront residents. And so that's why I've been pushing the Army Corps to urgently address worsening shoreline erosion in that vulnerable community as well. And I want to work with you on the Newburyport issue because, again, it's not their fault that the ocean is warming right off of their coastline. Any one of these storms could have absolutely catastrophic consequences. If Hurricane Sandy had just moved a few more degrees, we'd still be digging out on Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket in the city of Boston, Newburyport. We'd still be recovering from it. It would be catastrophic. So we want to make sure that we undertake additionally critical work to shore up the seawalls that can prevent these surging tides. And this committee also has a concomitant responsibility to ensure that we're funding the solutions to this climate crisis. And under the leadership of the chairman, we are going to be doing that this year. But we're going to need to partner with you at the Army Corps. We're totally dependent upon you in the state of Massachusetts.
Absolutely, Senator. I look forward to working with you on these issues if I'm confirmed.
Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to working with you as well. Mr. Chairman, thank you so much.